In October of 2019, 32-year-old James Kennedy was booked into the Mahoning County Jail on a parole violation. Less than a year later, James would be found unresponsive in his cell. Shortly after that, he would pass away. Now his mother has filed a wrongful death lawsuit claiming that it was the medical negligence at the jail that caused her son's death.
I knew at that point that he wasn't going to come home, that he was really, really sick.
James's mother, Linda, recalled the moments leading up to her son's death, and she says it was the other inmates who helped her son the most when he was having seizures and became ill.
Different inmates said that they have pulled the call button, that James was using the restroom and blood was coming out, and he told them he's going to die. He said James has had many seizures, and they would help him, like different inmates would help him and get him into his room.
On August 26, 2020, James was found in his cell unresponsive. He was taken to St. Elizabeth Hospital. Once she found out, Fekete rushed to the hospital, but because James was still an inmate, the hospital could not give her any information.
It's a HIPAA violation. We're not supposed to tell you anything, and you need to leave. I called the jail at 2:58, and I don't know who the deputy was that I spoke to, but I cried and pleaded with him to please tell me if my son was alive. That's all I want to know.
Eventually, she would find out that her son was alive, but nothing more. Then, after a week of still no answers, the family heard from James' lawyer.
They say that he's out on an OR bond. He is in intensive care and is currently in renal failure, is paralyzed and on a ventilator.
Fekete would never see her son awake again. Still, she was finally able to visit James in the hospital.
I said, Mom's here. Squeeze my hand if you know that I'm here. And he squeezed it really, really hard.
James passed away on September 27, 2020. His official cause of death is listed on his death certificate as acute pancreatitis, and that was on set for weeks prior to his death. It was also ruled that he suffered from sepsis and pneumonia. James left behind a son and 2 daughters. In September of 2022, Fekete filed a wrongful death lawsuit against the Mahoning County Jail, the jail's medical service WellPath, as well as 6 medical caregivers who worked at the jail at the time. In the lawsuit, she claims that as Kennedy's condition worsened while he was an inmate at the jail, the progress of his disease was overtly apparent from his overall appearance and complaints that he voiced to the jail staff and jail medical staff. It also claims that as Kennedy's condition deteriorated, other inmates commented to the corrections officers and other members of the jail staff and jail medical staff that something was seriously wrong with Kennedy. The complaint states that had the jail and medical personnel paid minimal attention to Kennedy, it would have been clear that he was ill and in need of treatment. The jail filed a response denying all claims of medical neglect. The lawsuit is currently ongoing, and First News did reach out to the Mahoning County Sheriff Jerry Green, but he did not wish to give any further comments at this time. In the article below, you can read more details about the lawsuit and about James's death. In Youngstown, Jennifer Rodriguez, WKBN 27 First News.